In the previous episode. Here, take that.
My hose has stopped.
Yeah?
See, my hose never stops.
Well, I'm sorry to hear it. It's always sad when an old tradition comes to an end.
Did you have anything to do with it?
Well, I'm shocked. I'm mortified. How could you think such a thing?
Very easily, senor. Very easily.
Hello guys, and welcome back to Broken Sword, Shadow of the Templars. Director's cut. To the end of the last episode, I couldn't get this to work. It turns out all I needed to do, red, black, green, was proper mash down my mouse with this hand up here and then drag it. That was the only difference. But I did want to end the last episode there anyway, so nothing lost. God damn it, grab the thing. That's what she said. Maybe. So, you'll join me exactly where I left off pretty much. Grab the thing. And ta-da!
With the red pieces in place, the square bases fit onto the white pieces. I just had to figure out where to place them.
You didn't need to say that twice. God damn, it hasn't ended. Alright, so that's a horsey. Bish. Prawn. Anyone gets anything I've just referenced, that's called the prawn, that's a bish, and that's a horsey. Please comment if you get that link, and I'll have to send you some sort of prize, because well done to you. As for where to go, I've never played chess ever. I know to play Chinese checkers. No, it's ever been a puzzle with Chinese checkers, ever. The fuck am I supposed to do? I think I can only put him in the middle. Seems to be then. Horsey. Great, I thought I'd saved you guys some hassle. Oh my god. What am I doing? No. Be better if it grabbed properly. What the hell? It doesn't even like...
Bingo! I mean, checkmate.
Okay. I guess I had to put it so that the king was checked. And a bit unfair, isn't it? Man, you didn't take me that long and I know absolutely nothing about chess, so...
Senor Stobbart, look!
Ta-da!
What is that? It's not the Holy Grail, is it?
No, Senor Stobbart. It is the communion chalice of the De Vasconcelos, missing for almost 700 years.
Wow! Well, go on.
I cannot. I can hardly believe it is real.
Go ahead. Live a little.
Are you sure? This is your moment of triumph, Senor Stobbart.
Sure, I'm sure. The possibility of death traps only occurred to me a few days later.
Oh, that would have been grim. Her hand just gets sliced, this old woman.
So the curse of the De Vasconcelos is lifted?
Oh no, the Countess was thrilled to find the lost chalice, but there's still the riddle of the missing knight.
Well, you can forget about that now and get back to finding the Templar's secret.
Actually, I promised the Countess I'd find Don Carlos.
You what?
I can explain everything.
You have got the odds for a withered old Spanish aristocrat?
The Countess entrusted me with the chalice and the quest for her ancestor's tomb.
You're as crazy as she is. Haven't you got enough problems? Khan and the Templars?
It's all part of the same thing. The chalice is important, I'm sure. The manuscript pointed us to the knight, and I have to find him.
What then?
I don't know. But when the knight and the chalice are reunited, maybe I will.
Why can't I still speak about Lobo?
Is there something going on between you and Labano?
What business is it of yours? We agreed all this. The clown, the Templars, strictly business, remember?
Yeah, but...
So get off my case.
Oh, there is something going on. Look at his face. Indignant face. Did I get out new from there? Or just a
This is
chalice?
the chalice I discovered in Spain.
I still can't figure out why the Countess gave it to you. After losing it for all those years, she simply gave it away to a total stranger. She's one prawn short of a paella.
The Countess is a fine lady. You shouldn't compare her with seafood.
I wouldn't be surprised if there's something going on between you and that Countess.
Oh,
Are you serious? She's old enough to be my grandmother.
Switch that around, eh? Trying to get all uppity, because it's reasonable to think something might be going on between her and Lobino. Or certainly not Lobino wants a piece of that. And like, George getting on with the
I'd better get back to the quest.
Countess. No. No hints. What am I doing now? Anywhere new? Post the police. Why can't I keep going back to the cafe? Seriously. Can I go straight back to Spain? No. Right, museum then. Maybe if it's saying what happened in Spain, it can tell me something. Hi, Andre. Lobby nobby new.
Hi, Andre. Hello, Georgie.
What do you make of this cup?
What do you make of this cup?
Oh,
Andre?
no way.
It's a 14th century
Word for
communion
word.
vessel. Spanish, probably.
I thought you just said chalice. I like that. What do you think of this cup? They didn't tell me anything.
I'd like to shake you by the hand, Andre.
Not now, Georgie.
Thanks for your help, Andre.
You're welcome.
There's only one place left to go. I don't see why something could have happened, but time is a great opener of doors. Whatever. Morphoson's the only place left. Ah, now there's more people in the way. There's a juggler. Go for the juggler. Right. Sorry, just stretching my back. I got very bad back ache and neck ache. I think I need new deal there. Anywho, immediately after I finish this sentence, the balls that the juggler's throwing around may mysteriously move around. That is simply because I'm about to pause the recording so I can go to the toilet. But for you, it'll be as if no time has passed at all. So see you in 0.1 seconds. Alright, so, we started the guy, huh?
Hey, you with the balls.
Oui?
Alright, looks so happy.
How did you learn to be a juggler?
Juggler? What is this juggler?
It's you. You juggle, that makes you a juggler.
No! I am a jongleur.
A jongler? What's that?
Mon Dieu! A jongleur is an artist, a master of the contragravitic aeroballetic mysteries. In centuries past, the courts of the crowned heads of Europe and the jongleurs, witty, erudite men to whom the monarchs turned in their hours of need.
Wait a minute. Let me get this straight. Our enemies are at the borders, plague ravages the land, and the peasants are revolting. Thank God we've got Chuckles the Jongler to throw his balls around. I don't think so.
To throw his balls around. That sounds legit. Tell me more about jongling, please.
That juggling doesn't look so difficult.
Oh, it does not, does it not? Perhaps you feel you could do better, no?
I'll give it a try.
Be my guest.
I had no idea what I was doing. But this guy was obviously an idiot, so how difficult could it be? A lot more
Well
difficult than I thought. That's how difficult. Still, it was my big chance to be derided by complete strangers.
Not so easy after all, is it?
No, I guess not.
Alright. So there's a point to that. I can still talk to my other stuff, so that's
Hi again.
distracting me out again.
Oui? What is it this time?
Would you like a nose?
Look, a red nose.
it's already gone.
You are a clown.
A clown?
No, if so, you would be a much better jongleur.
For a moment, an idea capered around near the spotlight of my attention, but fell down the pothole of abstraction before I could focus on it.
Sure, there's some part, but be a better entertainer, I guess, than a jongler. I guess we've got to try and get 2 people out of the bloody way. Great. Would you like a chalice?
Does this chalice mean anything to you?
It is very badly designed. I would not wish to drink from such a vessel.
You're not going to get the chance, Buster.
A juggler commenting on craftsmanship of a chalice. That's new.
Feast your eyes on this.
Incroyable! Is it real?
I think so.
Some people believe that great gems always have curses upon them.
Oh, that's garbage. Although, now that I think about it, both of the people who had this before me disappeared in mysterious circumstances. And the guy who was supposed to get this was shot and then murdered in his hospital bed. Do you want it?
No, thank you.
I think we need to get further at some point, Georgie boy. Seen this guy around?
Have you seen this man before?
No.
I've got a medieval tripod.
And my Uncle Claude has hemorrhoids. So what?
Not a contest, bro.
What do you know about the Knights Templar?
Le Templier? Ah, the last Grand Master, Jacques du Molay, was burnt on an island in the Seine in 1314.
Wow. You're pretty well educated for a juggler.
No, monsieur. I read it on that board over there.
Exact same answer as Cop Dude gave in the last episode or whatever. We are not help.
Catch you later.
Au revoir, monsieur.
So what was this? I asked him about the red nose, and he became more interested. Like, he had an idea and couldn't think about it. How to out juggle him. What's up here? Huh. A priest.
Excuse me, Father.
Pardon?
Do you mind if I ask you a few questions?
Not at all, monsieur. It will be my pleasure to help you.
I might know something about the chalice.
What do you make of this chalice?
It certainly
Chalice
looks
church.
very old.
About as old as this church, I think.
There seems to be an engraving on it.
Yeah? What does it say?
I do not know, it is very tarnished. With your permission, I could try polishing it. I promise I will be very careful.
Okay.
That'd be very good of you.
This shouldn't take very long. Feel free to look around.
Okay, thanks.
Okay. What can I look at then? There's a cog here.
On the end of the staff was some kind of disc with a cross on it. Around the base of the disc was a hairline crack.
Hairline crack.
A statue of a... The statue had an...
Crack. Can I shove a gem up its crack? I don't see what it'll do, but this will be thin enough for a crack. Alright.
A scroll was a symbol of scholarship. I knew that much. A scholarly knight. That rang a bell. A very Spanish bell.
It does. Was Don Carlos a scholar?
A stone knight lay in full stone armor, blank eyes looking at the ceiling. Carrying all that armor around must have been hard work. A stone knight lay at the end of a row of 4. I wondered if this guy had died in combat.
Look at the window.
In comparison to its neighbor, it looked pretty plain.
Pretty plain. Completely and utterly plainified.
I didn't recognize the biblical story in it. I was a Sunday school dropout. Somehow.
Yeah. Alright, we can look at over here as well.
A knight, there in the company of his fellows. Biblical references engraved into the tomb edge to guide his way to the next world. I guess. I didn't have time to sit around.
Okay, why is there a
The
cog?
priest was still busy with the chalice, so I decided to have another look around the church.
What am I supposed to do, guys? I was just supposed to fill the crack? Just a time wasting exercise?
What am I doing?
Well, I could have just taken the end off the staff, but I wanted to be sure what I'd be getting out of vandalizing a church, other than deported.
Stick a nose on it. What am I supposed to be doing? Debar it. I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing, guys. I don't know.
The priest was still busy.
Can I leave the church while he's doing that or not? How long does it take to polish a fucking chalice anyway? I can leave. Alright, let's leave him to it. Okay, maybe, oh,
I had no desire to talk to the crowd.
okay. Maybe he'll say something different now the clown's here.
Excuse me, officer.
Juggler, whatever. Crazy stare.
Shouldn't you be off directing traffic or something?
You have seen the Parisian traffic, no?
Yeah, so?
I could direct the traffic. The most dangerous.
Yeah, we know all this.
Which would you...
Yeah, but I'm not...
I've already asked him that stuff.
What do you know?
Let and...
Yeah,
no.
no. Can I ask him about the juggler? What if I ask him about the nose?
Does this red nose mean anything to you?
Ah! You are a clown.
Do I look like a clown?
No. Although you juggle like one. Now, if I'd known you were a clown, it would have been amusing. And not a humiliation for you.
What do you mean?
Who ever heard of a plainclothes clown?
He had a point. So you're saying that if I juggle badly with a red nose, I'd be the king of comedy. But if I juggle badly without it...
You look like a pathetic loon. Oui, monsieur. You have it.
Okay, that sounds
I'll
like
see
a
you
plan.
around.
Oui, monsieur. I'll be there.
So, if I go to
Hi
juggler
again.
and stick the nose on, then so much should happen, right?
Oui.
Something good.
What is it this time?
Something towards progress.
I'd like to have another try at juggling, please.
You have gone on a crash course, perhaps.
No, I just had an insight into presentation.
Huh?
Allow me to demonstrate. The balls, please.
If you insist on completing your humiliation, monsieur.
Just let me juggle, bitch.
Okay, now for my secret weapon.
I can't juggle, but who would do that? Oh, they gotta
The
hit me.
juggler was speechless with rage. You could have mistaken him for a mime. And without a word, he collected his balls and left in a fury. Hey! You forgot one of your balls! Hey! But he didn't hear. Better still, deprived of his entertainment, the gendarme decided maybe he ought to do some policing for a change.
Sweet, 2 in 1. What about the crowd? They're just gonna stand there and watch me. Yep, as you do. Look a bit out of style, that. Oh, there we go. Okay, lots of flashing ballooner. Do this. It's obviously a winch or a hook. I'll get it done.
I pushed against the door, but it seemed to be locked.
Okay, let's go back to that then. Get around the corner, please. Alright, let's look at all this.
My medieval French isn't much, but the few words I understood seemed to say, "This is where the gallows used to stand." Maybe.
Okay, next one.
The inscription was hard to read, but I made out Templier and something about innocence. The wall had flaked, and anything once written on it had long since gone. The wall seemed in very poor condition. The inscription was undecipherable. The plaster had cracked and was falling away. I wondered why.
You seem to specify that door a lot. The new bits.
There were 3 arches. The hook lay in a bed of chain.
And you've got to pick it up. That one's different from the rest. What am I supposed to do? Gonna smash it in. I was gonna smash it in. I couldn't smash it.
It was time for some brutal
Yeah.
destruction.
Couldn't do it to Benny's head.
Hey, that's hollow! I'd poked a hole in an historical site. If any archaeologists came by, they'd lynch me for this. There was some sort of mechanism hidden inside the wall, with a lever in the middle of it.
Gonna pull.
Here goes.
Oh, I want to
The
use
secret
hook
door had jammed. I couldn't get through that gap.
I don't know. Alright guys, I know I was going for the door, I figured that out by myself. But I was curious about this door. Apparently I used the rod on it. And I hear a goat. Right? I don't know what it actually does. Anyway, fine, whatever. So, I already figured it out, but the fact that this turned from an eye to a hand is kind of a big hint. And he does it automatically as well, so a challenge really there. And there we go. And through we go. Let's do this first. So look, before I go down the stairs.
In the beginning was the end.
An end wrought by our enemies began our darkness.
In the end will be a beginning.
An end to our enemies heralds our new day.
Report. The military establishments are in flux. The end of the Cold War has left them with no clear goal and as obvious targets for budgetary cuts. We have successfully promoted a sense of betrayal in the upper echelons. They feel that the politicians have cast them adrift. The pattern is emerging. Our time is now.
Good. Mademoiselle?
Governments are giving the corporations more respect than their own citizens. A groundswell of dissatisfaction and dissidence is growing. The corporations are becoming too large and complex for their own executives to control them. A blind belief in market forces is accelerating this trend the world over. The pattern is emerging. Our time is now.
The global population's belief in those that govern it has never been lower. We have inculcated a sense of immediacy and action over forethought and planning in all the major governments. They are acting on hasty decisions that cannot be completed or revoked without appearing foolish. The pattern is emerging. Our time is now.
Excellent. The tired old governments are dying a slow death from their own incompetence and our machinations. Professor, where is the broken sword?
As we discussed last time, with the loss of the manuscript, our search is as a corollary hindered.
And as discussed last time, you have been furnished with a dramatically increased budget. What have you been doing with our money, Professor?
We are working on the principle that the Templars, that is to say, our predecessors,
Hold on. These are the Templars?
must have left a trail when they were hiding the clues to the sword of Baphomet's location. I have a small army of historians and archaeologists ferreting out that trail.
I trust these historians and archaeologists are more trustworthy than your friend Pegram.
Pegram was loyal. He tried to protect the Lochmarn gem when the Hashashin came near.
And failed. And don't call that Syrian maniac the Hashashin. He's an assassin. Plain and simple.
That's not what he believes. He actually thinks.
Silence! Do I have to remind you that we have a sacred duty? A trust? When Philippe attempted to destroy the order, we lost the sword and our power with it. Now we have the opportunity to reforge it. But time is short. We need results. Not petty bickering. Not excuses. Now, Professor Baphomet.
Yes, of course. My apologies. We will find Baphomet and the sword, manuscript or no. We have already found another element actually within Paris.
Excellent. What is it?
Well, we're not exactly sure at present.
Ha!
but I have my best people working on it. You would do well not to criticize others, Eklund. At least I have not murdered one of our own.
Of course. That guy was the bogus doctor in the hospital.
Marquet was a liability. Eklund dealt with him on my orders.
I beg your pardon, Grandmaster. I did not mean to.
Have you any good news for us, Professor?
We already know 3 of the elements. We know that Klausner had obtained the lens before he vanished.
Where was he?
Syria. We know that he arrived, but after that, nothing.
The assassin.
I fear so. It's a shame. Klausner was a good operative.
This will be our last meeting in person until we locate the sword of Baphomet. I hope that I don't need to emphasize the importance of finding it. Without it, our endeavors come to nothing. With the sword reforged, we will have the power to sweep the stage of all opposition. The next time that we meet, it will be to become the princess of this world!
Wow.
Well, that was something. Takes me very nicely to the half-hour mark, in which I usually like to leave videos. But just before I leave, let's go down here and have a look around. Yeah. Non omnis moria clario et tenebris. Some more Latin.
There was a large circle marked out on the floor with a stump in the middle. Around the circle I could see words inlaid into the stone. On the circle's circumference were the Templar seal and 2 Latin phrases, non omnis moriar and clarior et tenebris. I shall not die completely, the brighter from the darkness.
Hold up, just noticed. It's got 3 holes in it.
In the middle of the circle was a stump of stone,
Tripod.
a shaft of daylight from the world above lancing down to touch it.
Okay, I think it's pretty obvious what we have to do. Tripod on there.
The tripod's feet fitted neatly into the notches on the top of the stump.
And then the gem.
The light falling from
There we
above
go.
struck the gem and scattered in 5 neat rays. And each ray picked out a letter. Starting from the left, I could read M-A-R-I-B. Marib. Now all I had to do was figure out what the heck that meant. Nico, I've seen them.
Who?
The Templars. I spied on their meeting in the catacombs.
And you saw the Knights Templar?
I saw a bunch of guys masquerading as Templars. They're after something called the Sword of Baphomet. The bogus doctor was there, the guy who killed Marquet. The manuscript is the key, just as we thought. It shows the way to the broken sword, whatever that is.
And how does the assassin fit into all this?
He's out to stop them. These Neo-Templars, they're men and women in influential positions. Don't you see? Plantar was one of them. The assassin killed him for the manuscript, to stop them finding the sword.
But now we have got the manuscript.
Yes.
So, how do they hope to find the sword?
I don't know. They said something about a lens and a guy called Klausner who's gone to Syria. But they didn't seem to realize the significance of the very site of their meeting. You see, after they'd gone, I discovered a stone pedestal and a carved inscription. I set up the gem on the tripod, directly below a beam of light. The gem split the beam and lit the letters M-A-R-I-B.
Marib is a village in Syria.
Then the Neo-Templars are ahead of us. Klausner beat me to it.
You're not thinking of going there yourself, are you?
Why not?
These guys are crazy and dangerous. That reminds me, you should leave the gem here.
Okay. What about the tripod?
I'll send it back to Andre, anonymously.
Andre?
Just how long have you known Labano?
Andre? We met at college. He helped me out when I was a fresher. Showed me around, that sort of thing.
You never told me that before. I thought he was just a working acquaintance.
So he is. I rarely see him these days. You know, he hasn't changed much. A little lesser at the front, perhaps. I'd forgotten how much fun he could be.
Ball?
No.
I guess I'm going to Marib.
Do you think I should go to Marib?
Serious, a long way, George.
Let's go, and I'll leave it here. Syria. Long way from Paris. No intro to the country. Alright guys, speaking of intros, let's do an outro. As per usual, thank you very, very much for watching. Please leave a like, it'd be awesome. And also subscribe, and then you'll be awesome too. And more importantly, as usual, please have a brilliant day, and join me for the next part, whenever that may be, or whatever video I decide to give to you next. That is all. Later guys.